where we don't have a basement, this is what we're looking at. So again, as you can see, we still have the same situation here, setting on that foundation wall. And this one is actually showing a vent in there because of the crawl space. Okay, have you ever walked around your house and you see those little vents? So you get that air circulation under there. That's what this is showing, is those vents. And again, you have your concrete wall or your foundation. And then this becomes what we call the crawl space. Okay, this is the space between the grade and the bottom of your floor structure. Here, again, they have put the drain outside of the footing. And over here, underneath your house should be gravel, okay, and the soil, etc. And again, we have the same type of situation. So that's two situations you might have. Third situation is going to be your garage. Now, how many of you have noticed that when you go out in your garage, that around the edges, you see part of the foundation wall? That's because we usually put this little curve up there. We dropped ours 1 foot 2. We did 2 steps. Okay. So in reality, this is what it would look like. We're not going to do ours like this, okay? Because we're using Revit out of the box, and it's not really set up to do this. But just so you know that this is how this would actually work. We are going to set our foundation at the top of our slab. So again, this is that situation. Now with both of these, we have to make sure we're under the frost line. If the frost line is 3 feet from here to here, you can't count that because your grade is not all the way up to there. So it's really where this grade is at is where the 3 feet has to be. We put our footing below the frost line. This is the depth of which the moisture present in the soil is expected to freeze. Once your footings are buried below the frost line, the ground will act as a barrier to insulate the soil below the footing from freezing in the wintertime. So you want the top of this footing to be below the frost line, because that's what you don't want moving, is that footing. On the basement, again, we typically put the floor at least 4 inches lower than the main level of the house. The rationale for requiring this elevation change is that it helps prevent flooding, spilled gasoline, gasoline vapors, and carbon monoxide from getting into the house. I typically like to put a minimum of 2 risers at 7 inches each. If you're needing to have handicap access, you may want to keep the garage and the main house at the same level. I just did a house for a friend of mine like that, where the garage and the house are at the same level because she anticipates her husband being handicapped at some point. So they're kind of thinking ahead. And then sometimes, depending on the site, the garage may even require more stairs to the main level. So you've probably been in a garage where you have to go up multiple stairs to get there. And maybe when you go in the front door, you have to go up multiple stairs. So again, depending on what the site is doing, you may need more. But for what we're doing, we're going to do the two risers. So you're going to have at least 2 of those 3 situations probably.